So now, welcome back once again to another video. I was waiting. I want to do now off shoulder blouse. Now I want sew now in a white color. Now I was saying a white self and the shock. I want use yellow shock, but you know they're advisable to use shock where go show because this yellow. I dey see and say it go show, but make I just use them for the sake of say make una see wetin I want to do very clear. So wetin I want to do now for the blouse, since e go reach hip length and the full length of my blouse length na 24. So wetin I go do as na blouse, I go use the biggest part of my measurement. Since e go down na the hip part, now I go use, I take my hip measurement for my blouse. So my hip now na 39, that be my hip, and my bust na 35. E no dey possible to use bust. You better make you use your hip, use the biggest part so that e no go give you problem after everything. So wetin I go do now, I go fold my material, which is my cloth now. I will fold them into two. Then wetin I go do, I will get my hip measurement divided by 4 plus 4 inches for sewing allowance. So make I just go get my hip measurement divided by 4 plus 4 inches for sewing allowance. Then for my full length, I go get my full length plus 1 inch for sewing allowance. The 1 inch I will use half, take fold it down with my lining. Then the up, now I will take join my sleeve put, making it 1. So my full length plus 1 inch for sewing allowance. Then my hip measurement plus 4 inches of sewing allowance. Now go ahead and fold and then come back on show now. So I don't get my measurement, my full length plus 1 inch for the down for sewing allowance. So wetin I want sew now na off shoulder, and the measurement when I tell you now na full shoulder. Since na off shoulder, wetin I go do now, I go minus 4 inches from this up because e no go reach the full shoulder. 4 inches now, since na off shoulder e go be. If you make am 4.5 or 5 inches, it depends on how you want your shoulder to come down reach. But for wetin I dey do now na 4 inches na me I wan minus. I wan make I just take the full length so that e go dey easy for una to understand. So my 4 inches now, na be this wey I don minus from the up. Shey you remember say I take my full length plus 1 inch for sewing allowance, so that one still stand. So since na off shoulder, I don minus this one wey complete and the full shoulder, take get my off shoulder. So wetin I go do now, I will cut my square out because wetin I get here now na my hip measurement plus 4 inches for sewing allowance. Then my full length, you see, and since na off shoulder, I don minus 4 inches to get my off shoulder. So wetin I go do now, if I cut this one comot now, I will use am place for my back, keep 2 inches for zip allowance for my back. Then I'll cut the same thing. So make I go ahead, go do that one there. I'll show now how it look like. So this one on my back now, this one on my zip allowance. So now is this zip allowance that make the back big pass the front because of this zip allowance. So what I will do now, I'll keep my back for one corner, then I go work with my front. So as my front dey like this now, wetin I go do now, I will get my measurements then. As I tell una, so see I say I minus 4 inches, cut am out. So that 4 inches na there I start my tape from. I no carry am come down, no make this mistake o. I carry am go up because na off shoulder, no be full shoulder. So this 4 inches now, I dey minus am from the full shoulder. So my shoulder to bust na 10.5. So my shoulder to bust na 10.5. E dey for the 10.5 for here. Then my under bust na 13 for my under bust. 13.5 for my under bust. I go make am 14 because of my joining for the shoulder. I replace that joining for the shoulder for this half wey complete am 14 here. Because if I join my shoulder here, e go come back to 13.5. But for the bust, I leave am for that exact 13, that exact 10.5 because if I put half inch for here, my bust go too small and e no go fit balance for the person well. So I leave am for that exact point, 10.5. But for this under bust, I include this joining allowance because definitely if I join this shoulder, this place no go remain the same. And if you no put am like this, e go worry the person to wear am, to wear the cloth. So no make this mistake wey dey do this one. So I make am 14 because I include 0.5 inch, which is half inch for sewing allowance. So take note of that. This one na from my shoulder to my nipple point, from my shoulder to my nipple point, and from my shoulder to the under bust. After the nipple point, that under, and I be this one. So I will rule my line like this. Make sure say na straight line they work with, because you need this your under bust and your bust to dey in a good straight line. If no be blouse wey you wan sew, say na off shoulder, maybe say you go add that peplum for down, or na gown, wetin you go do, you go just count 2 inches from there, 1 2 for your half length, which is your half cut. If na 3 inches wey dey add, 1 2 3 wey dey add for your half cut, then you go add half inch wey you go take join your peplum or your gown down. This half inch na you go take join am. So that one na just easy something, then you go rule your lines. But since I need to make anything like that, and a blouse that they make, so I just complete am to the full length of the blouse wey I wan make, plus my 1 inch for sewing allowance. So now everything wey come dey there. So after I don get that one, now wetin I go come do now na to get my nipple to nipple measurement. And this person wey I wan sew cloth for now, the bust now 35. So 35 I will divide am by 6. See my 35 here. This one I divide am by 2 now. So this one part of this one I will divide am by 3. Now be say as I divide am by 3, so definitely the back sef don divide am by 3. So bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 plus 1.5. So one make am 5.5 plus 1.5 make am 7. That be my bust distance, nipple to nipple measurement. So wetin dey here now, that's 35 divided by 6 now. It dey give me 5.2 plus 1.5. That be the bust measurement. So I make am 7. Nipple to nipple measurement. So the 7 now, I can put the 7 here. So as I put the 7 here for my nipple to nipple measurement, definitely I go join them together, because I need to work with paper. If na paper wey be say some people they work with me, I dey always put my sewing allowance. Man, no disturb on brain for that one. So I include my sewing allowance for the center, make am half, because if the nipple to nipple measurement na 7 divided am by 2 na 3.5 plus half inch for sewing allowance. Because if I sew here to this one, definitely it will come fall back to my 3.5. So this 4 when I get here, so now I go take down this 4. Now I go take reach this my hip line 4. I'll take and reach this my hip line, and my neckline the same 4. Then I go rule straight line. So this line what they rule now for my guide, it will guide me to get my measurement and my calculations them accurately. So after I don't rule my line like this, then I come to now to get my calculation. And for this bust point right there, so to get your bust curve, you come down by 0.7 inch, then go up again by 0.7. You see, I come down by 0.7 and I go up by 0.7. For this point now, we there, so that distance we go there, so now 1.5, because the person don't get bust. So now 1.5 now go there. Now somebody will get bust, maybe say the bust pass 35, it will make them 2. So as now 1.5 now go there, I will divide the 1.5 divided by 2. I will put one part here, then put one part here. So my 1.5 divided by 2, 1.5 divided by 2 now will give me 1.7. I'll put 1.7 here. I carry 1.7 again. Come here. So these two now are the same measurement from here to here, and the same from here to here. And for this down now, for my hip line, I'll come up by 2 inches. I'll come up by 2 or 3 inches. You might just take a 3 inches. 2 or 3 inches. I go come up, because this your down need to get shape. You know, we just this straight. If you cut them straight now, you go either short material for this side, and you know as blouse they do for the downside, you know they use this straight, you get that shape. So here go help and give you that shape for the front, for the other ones there to balance for the blouse. So wetin I will do now, we will come connect from this under, connect am down to this 3 inches wey I mark for there. Connect am like this, give you that shape for your blouse. Then connect this other side as well. I'll connect this side, end for here, the same thing. So after that connect am like this, now wetin I will come do now, from this point here now, connect am go this under bust there when I give that 0.2. So I'll come connect am like this, come change the side, connect am. So I don't connect this other one like this, come meet this point, then I will leave am there, connect from here again, come reach at the same point, reach at the same point, then I will leave am there. Then for this up with there, so wetin I will do now, na half inch now I will take half inch. Okay, make I take 1 inch so that it will fit hold the bust well. I get two types of getting your bust measurement, two types of calculation. This one and one of them. With time I will still show you the other one. I dey use the other one for person get big bust. If you use that one for person get small bust, you go big somehow. But if you still use this one for person get big bust, but if you use that one for person get small bust, you go too big. So this pattern what they show you now for person get small bust like this 35 now, what they show you. But if a person get like 40, 38, 39, 40, them all those people they get big bust. So I get different measurement, different technique what they use for them. So with time I will show you that one. So this one now, measurement when I take for here, and the same thing I will add for this place, 0.2. So because I share 1.5 here, the same 1.5 now I will share for this up. So I come this other side again, take my 0.7. If I don't get my 0.7 for this side, I'll connect them from here. I'll connect and reach this my 0.7 where I take come up. Notice I don't connect this one stop for here. So this one now I'll connect them stop for this side. So everything will balance. Now so you think they just be very easy for you to understand. Then I'll connect this side as well. From here, go end for that mark there. Very easy, you know how just connect them like that. Come end for this mark. So after you don't get your measurement for this part now, you can't go over to this other areas then. So what I will do for my hip part now, I'll come up by 2 inches to give them that shape for the hip. Here no go use this straight like that, man. It not gonna make sense. So you just do that shape. So as I don't put my 2 inches for this side, everything I will do again, I will take my bust measurement. So my bust now 35 divided by 4. 35 divided by 4. I divide my 35 by 4. So I divide them by 4. What I can get now? 8.75. 8.7. Now I can get. So here now my 8.7 when I get for here. I will mark my 8.7. Because I don't mark my 8.7. This joint what they tell on before, we make me put this half inch. I tell on say we go sew here close. So here where we go sew now, half inch now we go take sew where I keep for sewing allowance. So half inch, if you can't sew them, now 1 inch you can't turn to. So you go come put them so that if you sew, you don't go short. You can't put that 1 inch for here. After I don't put the 1 inch there, you can still add another 2 inches for your sewing allowance. So this 2 inches now your total sewing allowance where you get for your cloth. Because you know say you go use lining, take join and then another one will still remain for inside in case the person big, you fit adjust them. So that space where there, so it's okay for the sewing allowance. Then for this waistline now, my waist now 29 divided by 4. The way I say I divide this one by 4 now, so I divide this one by 4. Everything here you go divide them by 4, then add your allowance. So my waist now divide them by 4 now, you give me 7.2. So 7.2 now come be this one. 7.2 come be this one. Now I come back and here. And you see I say as you be saying at 7.2 way there now. You see if you look at where you go see I say I dey include my that way there and this that way there. So all these ones they way there soon at waist. So as here all these ones they there soon at waist. If I go on do like this, come add my sewing allowance and my 2 inches, I go short. Because if I go cut here come out now say na waist now, I don't short material. So for me not to short material, since I know say here now na 1.5 now I put for this dart right there, I will come bring back the 1.5 for here, bring back the 1.5 for here. So after I don bring back this 1.5 for here, I come still add the 1 inch again. This 1 inch wey I tell una say e go take join here, no forget am o. This 1 inch dey very important, so no make mistake. Just lis ten as I dey tell you, watch the video again, so that you go understand am well well, because e dey very simple for you to understand. So that 1 inch when I go join here, now I come bring back here. After I don put this 1.5 inch for front first, then the 1 inch wey I go join this one together, these two together, I come put am here. After I put that 1 inch there, I come put 2 inches again for my final allowance. Come put my 2 inches for there. So after I don get that one, I come go over to my hip. So my hip now, you know say I don come up by 2 for this side. Yes, so this 2 I don come up for this side now. I come get my hip measurement. So my hip now na 39 o, as I tell una from the beginning. My hip na 39 divided by 4. 39 divided by 4 now e give me 9.75. So my 9.7 now come be this one. 9.7 come be this one. As e come be this one now you see am say the line enter come straight. So na the same way when I do for here, now we do for the same thing for here. So you know say we go still join here together. 1 inch wey we go join for here, I carry that 1 inch come put for here, because we go join here together. You know how e dey be. We go join am from up go reach down, or down go reach up. Don't worry, I will still show una how una go take sew am. But this one na video on how to cut am, so just dey watch, but I will still show una how to sew am. So this 1 inch wey I go sew here, now I don put for here too. So I don put this 1 inch for here. I will still put 2 inches for my sewing allowance. So as I put that 2 inches there, our blouse don dey ready. What I go do now, I go connect I go connect from my waist to my hip, from my bust to my waist. Then from this point, when I get my 2 inches mark, I come connect am down with a C curve. If you get that ruler wey dem dey call French curve, so that one e go help you well, give you better shape. But in case you never buy that one sef, no worry, e go still work. Okay, so as I don get my connection come reach here like this, wetin I go do now na my shoulder measurement. Shoulder sef follow. So if you dey take your blouse measurement, no forget shoulder o. If you forget shoulder, I no know the person shoulder wey you go use. I no know whether na your shoulder you wan use for your customer. I no know. So my shoulder na 14 now, divide am by 2 now, go give me 7. So na my 7 wey dey. So as my 7 come dey there, you know say na the same problem wey happen for here, that don happen for here. So the same accident. So wetin you go do now to divert am make you no fall, and to include this your 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. You know say that dey here wey I go cut comot, and I tell you say this dart now na waist wey dey here wey I go just cut comot, throway am, e no concern me. For me to get my own shape, that dey fine. So as my 7 dey here, I just use am to complete my measurement, so that I no go make mistake for wetin I dey do. So this 1.5 inch wey come dey here for my dart wey I go waste, I go come put am back, put the 1.5 inch back for here. So as I put my 1.5 inch back for there, then I will still sew 1 inch again for here. Come put the 1 inch again for here. So as I put the 1 inch again for here, I don come enter my shoulder measurement. So as I enter my shoulder measurement, wetin I go do now, I will just connect this one straight line like this, come here, and connect my bust line, come meet that one. So na the calculation wey dey, nothing dey here. The calculation wey dey for the front. So wetin you go do now, you go come cut your shape out. Just cut am out like this. Nothing dey, no serious matter. No fear. If you dey fear before, say I want to cut blouse, no worry. Just use this formula, e go sweet you when you dey sew am sef. You go know say you don learn something. So you dey see now, I don connect am, I don cut am go up. So as I cut am go up now, wetin I will do, I will still go ahead and cut this other part as well. So you dey see am say this one na my center. You see am say the center don come outside now. I wan cut the side. all our calculation, our mark wey we do so. Now just dey follow, so they give you the connection. So as we don cut our front finish now, wetin we go do? We go over to the back, but make sure say my front dey e no dey sharp. So this one now for fashion school na contouring. How dem dey call am? Contouring. If you dey go fashion school, you go relate to this one. If you no dey go sef, make you still relate. All of us dey relate to the work. Nobody sabi pass. Na small small dey learn dey go. Every day na we dey learn. So after I don get am like this now, if you come place am, you come see am say the shape come out. No reason am o. When you don sew am now, you go see am say everywhere go come balance. So if you wan see how I take sew this thing, no worry. Just watch the next video, because make sure say I show you how to do am. But how to pad am na another day I go show you how to pad o, because wetin I dey use take iron now, e no good to look for eye. E no dey sweet my eye to show you how I go take do am. But no worry, I dey assure you say very soon, very soon. So wetin you go do now, if you wan see how I dey take pad, just subscribe. Na the only thing wey you go do be that one. Na free o. They no dey charge you any money o. You no go pay anything. Chichi, ₦1 you no go pay. Na free. Just subscribe. Just click that subscribe button. No forget the bell o. Click that bell so that anytime when I upload that video or any video wey you go like to see, anytime I upload, you go be the first person to know say I don upload video. Then you rush, come watch am, you learn, you go relax, go sleep, because you no go kill yourself. So don't forget to subscribe o. As I dey tell you, no forget to. If you forget sef, you go see me for your dream o. I will tell you say make you subscribe o. Because I dey pray make I dey show for una dream say subscribe till you go subscribe. That way wey you subscribe so, na other people go take know say me I dey around dey teach for free o. For free. So wetin say I dey do since, I hope say dey take note of as I dey talk, so I hope say you just dey lis ten, you dey look as well. I dey take note of these 2 inches wey I say be my zip allowance. I dey make sure say na the 2 inches wey dey. So as I dey talk, so I dey work dey go. No just dey lis ten o. No be audio, na video be this. So as I dey talk, make sure say you still dey look wetin I dey do. I make sure say my 2 inches dey for my zip allowance, so that mistake no go dey for when I dey sew. So after I don get my 2 inches for my sewing allowance, wetin I go do now, I go come cut this my shape out for the back like this. Cut my shape out. The sewing sef go dey very interesting o. I know say you no wan miss. I no dey even pray say make you miss that video, because I know say if you watch that one, you go enjoy am well pass this one. I will try my best to make sure say you enjoy am. So after I don get my shape for the back like that for that side, wetin I go do now, my back no need to just dey ordinary, need to get that, so that inside go get your own swag. You know how e dey be. So wetin I go do now, from this point when I take get my that for the front, so from there now I will just roll my line come down straight, just like this, like say na express road. Then for this side, the side, no be the center or the side, I'll come put my mark for the side like that. Then for my waist, I'll come mark my waist like this. Then mark this other side like this. After I don mark am like that, wetin I will do now, I will tell my front, sorry, to go relax first. So as my front go relax now, I get mark here, and I get 2 marks here. So wetin I go do after I don get those marks, I come connect this one, come meet this one. Just dey like 2 side road wey come meet for 1 point. Just like that. So this one now come meet this one. Then this one now will come meet this one again. Very easy. This back sef, you need to close your eye when you dey draw this line. If you close your eye, draw this line, you go draw am even fine pass this one. I'm not telling you to close your eye, but me, I open my eye, they do am. But if you close your eye, I don't know. But anyhow, sha. So after I don't do am like this, after I don't open my eye, do am, I can't cut am. But if I cut am now, I no go cut am reach up. Oh, why they do am like this so that some people dem na beginners dem be. If you cut am go reach up, na wahala o. Dem fit mistakenly join the up go down. Because dem no go know say this up get where e suppose sit and the down get where e suppose sit. So for the sake of beginners, professionals, make una no vex o. But no say no be only una dey watch, other people sef wey no sabi reach una sef dey learn. So if you can't reach like that, you end am there. So your dart don come out. So this your dart now, if you can't sew am, you can't see as e go fine, the kind shape wey e go give you, even you sef your eye go turn you like say you don drunk. The way e go give you the kind shape, very fine. So as you don do like this, no forget to, as I dey here now, and my back be this one I don show una, this one na my front. So I still wan tell una thank you, una try well well, una try. E dey like say ma buy una drink, una need to drink because una don stay reach this length, so una try well well. Una even try pass me sef, because e no easy to dey learn o. Some people dem no get time to learn, but una sef say like una go must sabi pass the way una sabi. Na be the thing, even me sef, I make sure say I sabi pass the way I sabi. And the same thing una dey do, na make I dey appreciate una for that courage, that mind wey una get, say una sef wan sabi. So as I tell you, no forget to subscribe, but if not you go see me for your dream o. Say to tell you say make you subscribe. So thank you, stay safe and remain blessed. No forget to shop o, no use hungry eye take work o, make you no come faint o. Bye bye. I dey expect to see you for the sewing video. Even though if I no see you, I will come tell you say I don upload am. So no forget to see me for the sewing video. So bye bye o, stay safe.